Morning. Welcome to the Sunday morning, Phyllis and Lee. Phyllis, what's the Bible verse for this morning?
Psalms 118th chapter, verse 8. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than trust in humans.
And what does that mean to you?
In all that you do on this earth, it's better for you to seek the Lord through good times and bad times rather than humans.
Why is that, Phyllis? Why do you think that is?
Because if you put your trust in man, man will let you down.
But sometimes no man get it right sometimes.
Sometimes do. But you still have to seek God for God to go through that person.
So, Phyllis, now, if that's the case, right, if you was to run across Moses, would you trust Moses?
God give you discernment. So according to Moses, what he did in the Bible, yes, you should trust him.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, we know that God, like you said, discernment, right? We know God works through what? Works through all of us, right? Man and woman work through all of us, right? And sometimes we say those things, like say you need to wait on God, discernment. So God send you not a text message, but a spiritual message, so you understand who you're dealing with. You know, we say you go. Well, when you go to work, sometimes, Philip, do you see some people that you say, you know what? I don't think they have no God inside of them at all. But could you be wrong by saying that statement, or could you be true by the actions that they are showing you?
Well, you can. It could be based on their actions, and you have the right to question. And I know it's a very thin line between questioning and judging, because there are a lot of people they say they of God, but the whole time they're acting like Julius, getting ready to stab you in the back.
You sure it's the back, or could it be the face?
It can be both, because people play with God, and I don't know if they realize God know they playing with them. But a lot of people, if you, that's why it's important for you to read the word. Therefore, you know the word. Therefore, you won't be fooled by who comes before you and portray themselves of the word when they're really not.
So why do you think people are so hard on preachers, Philip, when they study the word, and sometimes they may make a little slip up? Why are they so hard on preachers?
Because we're man. Man is very judgmental.
But as a preacher, right, you're supposed to have came up from the world, right?
As a preacher, I do expect more from you, but guess what? You're still human.
So when a preacher makes say preacher makes certain mistakes. Say a preacher commits adultery, right? Should he stay in the pulpit?
I think, let me tell you, in some cases, yes, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I think you need to step back for a little bit and get yourself together with God and then come back forth. Because you could be called by God, but one thing about it is you still a man and you do have slip ups. But it's a process. Uh, and there are some preachers that are just like that. Just because they know the word doesn't mean they're called by God, because some of them call themselves. So those preachers, to me, need to be removed completely.
So what if a preacher? You have a preacher that's just a liar. Should he remain in the pulpit?
I go back to my yes or no. If he's a constant liar, and the reason why I say that, everybody in the Bible that God used had flaws.
Okay.
But as you grow in the word, you're supposed to become better. I'm not saying that he should be 100% perfect, but I do expect for him to hold a higher standard, because he's a shepherd of his sheep. Why am I going to follow you and you got all this, but yet you want to hold me accountable for all the things that you doing? So I do believe in a certain standard when you are a shepherd.
See, the reason why I asked that question, because I remember years ago, we was in Bible study with Pastor Perham, and Pastor Perham said, "Crab, God looks at your motive. You know, say you got your wife, right? She puts on a dress. She thinks that dress is so beautiful. And she said, baby, how'd I look? You look marvelous. You know, even though he know the dress don't go with what you got on, but he said not just using the dress, but other things that too that you gotta. It's your motive. If your motive is to help somebody, you know, it's okay.
Yeah, that's why I say some lies. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're not supposed to be lying, period. But some lies are to, if it's to help somebody feel good or to do good, they call them little white lies. But according to the Bible, lie is a lie. I'm sorry.
No, don't be. That's why we have these conversations because, like I said, it's all about about your motives and everything to make people better.
You're right.
You know, like I said, but sometimes things don't look good to us. Maybe look good to them, make the person feel greatness. Some people see your own ways. You know, like I said, everybody dresses differently, right? But to see the smile on her face, she probably knew she could put that dress on. It just don't look good. But I know he probably tell me it look good. So, Phyllis, if you was to come across somebody, right? You know, 'cause you say you don't trust man, right? Do you trust your mama?
Yes.
You trust her to do what? To be honest with you.
To be honest, love unconditional. Yes.
So, what you find out that she wasn't honest with you? What would you do?
I say she had to have a legit reason.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. So, how did it make you look at her? You a twin, right?
Mhm.
Say your mother gave you $20, and both of y'all were broke at the same time. Y'all twins, right? Double experience. Look, gave your daughter, your sister $20, right? And didn't give you anything. And you found out about how did it make you feel?
I guess because how I was raised, it would make me feel no kind of way. I'm telling you this from my experience. And there are times my twin was given a lot more than I was. But you know what? The goodness of God, I wasn't jealous about it because it's like I strive to get my things on my own where things were given to my twin. But I wasn't jealous about it. It just made me a stronger individual. Therefore, when I went out on my own,
Yes,
I was determined to get what I wanted on my own versus someone always there to help me versus my twin.
and the reason why I said it because I know your backdrop on that. The reason why I said that I want people to know that a lot of times we're dealing with certain things in our lives and also inside of our families, and a mother and a father, they know their children. They know when their children need certain things. Other children don't need those things. Other children can stand on their own. But some children need a little help. So, Phil, if you don't mind, get the viewers to listen to something to carry them the rest of the week about trusting in God and not in man.
Learn the word. Read the word, study the word, therefore you learn the word. And that's when you build your rapport with God because we do need each other in this world. And when you build a rapport with God, He'll let you know who mean you some good and who don't mean you some good. And just you'll get a sense will come over you. Well, hey, can I confide in this person? Can I talk to this person? And you know whether or not you can and cannot. But one thing I tell anybody, whatever you say or whatever come out your mouth, make sure you can repeat it.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, you showed knock that one out the park. So, hey, good people. Like I said, this is thank you for tuning in to What If Sunday Morning Phyllis and Lee. We want to let you know, be mindful. No matter what you're going through, we can guarantee you one thing, that it's going to be okay as long as you make God a part of your life. That's the what if guarantee. What if you add God to your diet? I guarantee you're going to say, know what, hey, man, take a step to the side for a minute until God sends me that discernment. So with that being said, please have a blessed day and please find time and make time to tell God thank you. We find on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Stay blessed.